Good afternoon, my name is Hilda and I'm here with Mr. Dennis, just about to interview him about how he thinks his life might be different if he lived in a different place or time. Mr. Dennis, what was life like for your parents and grandparents when they were your age?
Well, there is not much different than it is today. We had a lot less technology, a lot less commodities, but in the end it's very much similar. We had to study very hard to get good grades, to become someone of respect. It was pretty much that.
What were they allowed to do and what were they not allowed to do?
Well, at my age, we were allowed to play, we were allowed to watch TV, we were allowed to read, do many things, do things the youngsters do. Anytime. We weren't allowed to disrespect our elders. But we have to treat the mayors with respect. We couldn't smoke, we couldn't drink either at that age.
What did they want to be and do when they grew up?
Well, when I was young and what I wanted to be when I grow up, I was thinking about a lot of things. I was going to be a fireman, I want to be a scenographer, I want to be a doctor. So it was pretty much a blur of things that I wanted to be, but I finally, when I grew up more, I finally was lessening my options, so I became a civil engineer.
What was important to them at your age?
In my age, the important thing was to get good grades in school. We have to be good at school and be someone who excelled at it.
What opportunities did they have for education and work?
Well, before me, the education was less. There were many options. When I was young, I had all the options available. I studied up to university. For example, my mom only finished high school, junior high school. So before there were less opportunities. As the time passed, education was becoming more standard for everyone.
What were your friends like?
Well, I had a lot of friends. One of them were tall, another were short, chubby, thin. Pretty much we were, in terms of behavior, we were much alike. We all had the common knowledge and they all asked for the same. We had to study, we had to play, etc.
What was their relationship like with their family?
In my family, the relationship has always been good. I am a sole child, but I had a lot of cousins and a lot of uncles and aunts. My family is quite big, so my relationship is it's kind of, I very like my family.
How were their life different from how your life is now, and why might that be?
Well, one thing is now I'm married and I have kids, so my life is different. I have more responsibilities now. When I was, or moreover, the responsibilities change from when you're a student and when you're chief of a family. So I have much more responsibilities today than I had before.
And for last, how might you be different if you live in a different place or time? For example, in terms of attitude, way of life, activities, and opportunities.
Well, that depends on where you are going to live, where you're living. For example, in the case of time, if I was to live or were to live a long time ago, well, maybe I wouldn't have much opportunities to study or the opportunities I have today. Technology and commodities are other things that we have now that are common for everyone that before that wasn't so common for everyone. Example, cellular phones, TVs, etc. In my times, we only had like 2 or 3 channels on TV, and they were all. Now you have cable or dish, or you have 10, 15 channels to watch on TV. As an example, that would be. In terms of attitude, I don't think that would be much different, because I think those I mentioned are attitudes that we have to follow if we want to be a good person. You have to respect your elders, you have to study, you have to become someone, and you have to get responsible for your family as a whole, or the family you procreate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Davis. It was a really good pleasure to interview you.
You're welcome. I'm very pleased you interviewed me.